Hello everyone, Bad Chunk. Today we're reading Saban's Go Go Power Rangers, issue number 13. Let's get into it. So the last issue was the final issue of Shattered Grid, so we have no more Shattered Grid for Go Go Power Rangers. It was a fun arc, but it's glad to be over with. So this issue starts up 6 years before Arrival Day, and we see a young Billy basically in his school, and he's playing dodgeball, and he's one of the best dodgeball players until a new kid hits him with the dodgeball, and Zach loses the game. The new kid is a young Matt. And then we see 6 weeks after Arrival Day in the future, and from where the events were just taking place with little Zach, we see basically the Power Rangers fighting off this Putty Pig. And basically the Putty Pig is going after them and trying to bite them and take off their heads. But then the Rangers use their weapons to form the Power Blaster. And they use the Power Blaster to get rid of the Putty Pig for good. Then we see on the moon in Rita's palace that she has a plan that she's forming up. Basically, she wants to open a door and form this big humongous plan, and that they need to go down to Earth to do this. So then we see basically at Trini's house is Trini's looking for a yellow sweater, and she asks her mom where it is. Her mom's telling her, "You're trying to look nice because you have a crush." And she does have a crush on Jason, even though she lied to Jason and said she didn't, but she really does. Then we see at Billy's house, his dad's giving him a brand new car, and Billy doesn't really like this car. He thinks it's kind of ugly. Then we see at school, we see Trini and Billy talking about Jason and stuff like that. And then we see Jason basically going up to them, and he hears them talking about how Jason hasn't been at the youth center working out there. And Jason tells Trini and Billy that he's been working out at his house, which he actually lied to them because he was at his house basically helping take care of his sick dad, because his dad's really sick and could die, but he doesn't want to tell the Rangers that because it might make them worry about him when he doesn't want them to. And then we see at this golf course a humongous explosion, and this is a little bit outside of Angel Grove, and this explosion came from Goldar, Rita, Squat, and Babu, and a bunch of putties. And then we see the Rangers and then we see Zach and Kimberly in a hallway, and basically they're trying to talk to Matt, but Matt still won't talk to them after they didn't tell Matt their secret. And then while they're trying to get a hold of Matt just ignores Zach and Kimberly, but then Zach and Kimberly get a beep on their communicators, and the others get a beep on their communicators as well, and Zordon tells them what's going on. So then the Rangers morph into their Ranger forms and head a little bit outside of Angel Grove to deal with Goldar and these putties. So then the Power Rangers go to fight Goldar, Squat, and Babu, and Rita. And while they're doing this, Rita opens up this portal, and she walks through, and while the Rangers are fighting Goldar and stuff, the portal is sucking people in, and everybody is safe but Zach. Everybody is safe but Trini and Jason, because Zach, Billy, and Kimberly found a way to get away from the portal. But this portal is basically sucking in Trini and Jason, and they go into the portal, and Rita is also in that portal. And then Rita tells Goldar to guard her palace with her life, and that when she gets back, she has a punishment for Babu and Squat. So then we see that Trini and Jason are sucked into this portal, and then we see on the moon that Babu and Squat are talking about how they're scared of what Rita's gonna do to them, because they're afraid that when she gets back, it's gonna hurt them, because they feel like they failed Rita a bunch of times. Babu tells Squat, "I think she's the one who failed us." And then we see in this portal that Trini and Jason got sucked into, that they have changed colors. Now Jason is in his Jason is in a yellow Power Ranger suit, and Trini's in a red Power Ranger suit, and she tries to morph back into the Saber-Tooth Tiger, but she finds out that she still has her Saber-Tooth Tiger powers. It's just that she has a different color on her suit, and same goes for Jason. And then we see a bunch of these dinosaur-looking creatures come out of the woods of this different dimension that they were sucked into, and that's where it ends, as these dinosaur monsters are going to attack Jason in the yellow Power Ranger suit, and Trini in the red Power Ranger suit. So this was a really good issue, and I'm glad that we get to see other stories besides Shattered Grid, because it kind of took up a lot of the storyline, but I'm glad it's over now, and we can basically get back to normal Go Power Rangers, guys. If you guys enjoyed the issue, like, comment, share, and subscribe. I'll see you in the next video. Love you guys all. Goodbye.